Hey everyone, welcome back to Chain of Thought. Glad to see you guys here again. Whether you're in Nigeria, Vietnam, Pakistan, India, Ghana, Japan, or anyone else tuning in, you know, it still really amazes me that we can gather like this, like live across continents, with just a phone in our hands. And that's actually the starting point of today's thought. The gap between owning the device and actually being connected to the world. That's the topic today. When the internet finally reaches the last mile. Yeah. So in a lot of regions, mobile penetration is incredibly high. Like almost everyone has a smartphone, but internet penetration surprisingly low. This means like millions of people carry in a pocket smart supercomputer smartphone every day, but they're not subscribed to the network, right? You know what? Like sometimes it's the cost of mobile data, and sometimes it's because coverage is patchy or unreliable, and sometimes it's politics or regulation. So from a global development perspective, this gap is one of the biggest bottlenecks to digital empowerment. Because without connectivity, all the gaps, services, and opportunities that come with it are just potential energy, right? Never turn into real change. Now, here's where the conversation gets interesting. So, we've all heard of Starlink, right? You guys know about Starlink? It's a it's satellite internet service that can beam coverage directly to anywhere on Earth. I own it personally. I have their Starlink kit. So anywhere I go, at, at least in Japan, um, I just place it on the roof of my car, so that like anywhere I go, I always get connected to the network, the internet, satellite internet. So that's what it is. So in theory, that could close the gap overnight, right? But in practice, a lot of the regions that need it most are not covered, and not because Starlink doesn't want to be there, but because local laws, regulations keep them out, you know, and that's fair because every government has its reasons, right? Whether whether it's economic protection, like telecom agreements, or even like national security. But what if we flip the approach? So instead of dropping satellite internet into a country without local involvement, what if we worked with the governments like from day one? So imagine imagine this. Imagine building partnerships where the technology is not imposed but integrated, with benefits flowing to local economies and communities. So here is a speculative but exciting idea. It's just my idea, okay? It's nothing official. It's just my idea. Casual one, all right? But I'm serious. So what if Xenea could partner with the Starlink? What if, yeah? And with local governments at the same time to bring affordable or even free satellite internet to those underserved areas. And in return, let's say we um, deploy like Zeta Cube's non-DC nano data center. It's a small, powerful micro data centers right there in those communities. And these are not just the storage boxes, you know. So they could provide secure, decentralized storage. They could run AI workloads locally, and they could support dynamic data, of course, something crucial for AI agents, which need real-time immutable data. And they could operate as the near storage node, earning rewards that help offset the cost of running the internet service. And this would mean governments get cutting-edge digital infrastructure without footing the whole bill, and communities get connected, and our network gets stronger and more resilient. Everyone wins, everyone's happy, right? So there must be lots of obstacles, issues to solve before going in, probably, but it's just my casual um, idea. And if we can make it happen, that'll be a huge impact, definitely. But this is exactly why I'm in Web3 and DeepIn, not for buzzwords, but for real world solutions. And sometimes the answer is not blockchain alone. Probably like most of the time, not just the sometimes, but most times, the answer is not blockchain alone. It could be like blockchain and satellite internet and local policy alignment and hardware in the field. The world is not really simple, right? It's complex. There's no like single universal solution to any sort of problem in the world, especially when the problem or the issue is big one. But that combination is where we can make impact at scale, right? And this ties into something I've said before. So I keep telling you guys, decentralization is the technical part, right? You can design it, implement it, measure it, but distribution, distribution, keep telling you guys this. But that's the hard part. If we can beam satellite internet to the most remote areas, but only a handful of people can afford it, then have we really solved anything? Probably not. So distribution means the benefits are widely spread. Distribution means the benefits are widely spread. So it means the infrastructure doesn't just exist, it's accessible, right? And that's why these collaborations matter, because distribution cannot just happen naturally. It has to be intentionally designed into the system. So once again, I say distribution, I mean decentralization or decentralizing the hardware is not the challenging part. Distribution is. You see what I mean, right? And yes, I have to acknowledge this. In many cases, the regions I'm talking about are not supported by Starlink yet because of local regulations, probably. And this is why any real plan needs government partnership from day one. So there's no shortcuts here. We have to play the long game. But now here's where you might come in. So if you're listening right now whether live or replay, and you have connections to local governments, especially those with budgets, some budgets for digital infrastructure. We should talk, yeah, because this could be an opportunity to ship ZQ's revolutionary nano data center to those regions, provide secure storage and AI capacity, and keep the running cost low, very low, by operating as a profitable storage node of ours. That's the kind of partnership that could actually change things. And I'm just putting it out there, okay? This is not nothing's official here, okay? I'm just throwing my ideas, just sharing my thoughts, right? It's just a chain of thought, my personal series of X space here. So it's not official. I'm just suggesting this idea. All right. But if anyone listening happens to know someone at Starlink, maybe this conversation is worth having, right? I'm not saying we're doing this tomorrow, but why not explore it? Like sometimes the boldest ideas are the ones you say out loud first. You know, the sharing your ideas is really important, right? And it's uh it's kind of my personal, it comes from my personal experience too. Like in while I was in Rwanda, while I was in Gambia, while I was in Sierra Leone, many times people had smartphones, but they're not connected to the internet. This guy, there's one guy I trust the most in the Gambia. He's a taxi driver. His name is Saja. Saja. He's an old man with 3 to 4 kids, I guess. So he's a taxi driver, and we exchanged like WhatsApp, you know, phone numbers and WhatsApp. And he was like, send me messages whenever you need me, like for driving, yeah. And so I messaged him like after a few hours, after few hours after we exchanged the contacts. So I messaged him, like, can you come to pick him up? I'm at blah blah blah. But he read the message like 1 or 2 hours later. So he's not subscribed to the internet, the mobile network. So only when he's at the like hotel parking lot, he's connected to the Wi-Fi, and he has access to the internet to use WhatsApp. So I bought him a SIM card, like a mobile network um, integrated SIM cards. I bought him one so that we could just casually chat and get support and make me pick me up, ask for the pickup every time I needed it. So that's my personal like a real experience. And I might to think of this idea, and I just thought like it will be good good time, or it could be a good opportunity to share that idea with you all, because it's a, we might unite and make something really impactful, you know, to connect the unconnected, right? So before we wrap up, um, let me just recap what we covered today. So that even if you come in halfway through, you leave with the key takeaways. Okay. So the first thing is the high mobile, but low internet penetration. High mobile penetration, but low internet penetration. Meaning, in many regions, like people own smartphones, but are not connected to the internet. If I'm correct, from the statistics report from 2023 or 2020 last year, from the Gambia, that country has like roughly 80% of the mobile penetration, meaning 80% of the population has have SIM cards, not SIM cards, like mobile devices, like smartphones, in short. But less than 20% of population have access to the internet. So roughly, I think it was like 16% or something. So only like 16 to 20% of the population are subscribed to the internet, like mobile network. So there's a huge gap, you know, between the two numbers. So that's the high mobile, low internet penetration. And this creates a massive opportunity if we can bridge the gap in an accessible, affordable way, right? So that led to me to throw an idea, to propose an idea, like Starlink as a potential partner, hopefully. So even though like Starlink is not available in all regions, like due to regulations or any sort of reasons, I don't know. But if we could ever work with them to provide low cost or even free satellite internet in exchange for mutually beneficial terms, it could change the game for millions or even billions. So hopefully I will I will reach someone at Starlink and propose this idea. And of course, if you are working at Starlink or if you know someone at Starlink, let me know. We should work on this. Uh, of course, this is not official. Nothing's official here. I'm just throwing my ideas here. It's just personal chain of thought. And the third idea was like government collaborations. And this is also like a way you might come in. Okay, if anyone here, if anyone listening to live or replay has connections to local governments with some budgets for digital infrastructure, there's a real shot for us to ship like Zeta cubes, revolutionary nano data centers to those regions areas. And these can securely store data, support AI workloads, and even generate revenue as the storage nodes to partially cover costs. Right? And finally, the bigger vision. So this is not just about connecting people, right? It's about creating a decentralized backbone where the people who need connectivity most also become part of the infrastructure that powers Web3 AI and secure data. The digital divide is not just about hardware or software, it's access. It's about access. And access comes from smart partnerships, local empowerment, and infrastructure that's built to serve, not just to exist. So if we combine the reach of satellite internet, the efficiency of micro data centers, and the power of decentralized networks, ours, Xenea, we might just be able to connect the unconnected, right? In a way that's sustainable, profitable, and fair. So let's keep thinking beyond our bubbles, right? Let's keep bridging gaps. And maybe, just maybe, let's turn ideas like this into reality. We have to unite, you know, to solve a problem of the world. If we want to do something big, we need to unite big. I came up with this idea, but alone, there's no way I can make it happen, right? We need I need your support. We need your support, and in return, um, we can serve you as a storage provider of the centralized network, or like a payment service, wallet service, in many ways. And it might not be just about a blockchain or crypto, right? Just like what I proposed, you know. If you if you know someone from your local government's official, and if we can discuss the opportunity to make that happen, so that'll be the best day of my life so far. Yeah. So if you're listening today and something clicked for you, whether it's an idea, connection, or just curiosity, like always, reach out. You know, let's see how we can make these things happen. You know, the opportunities are real, but they only move if we do, right? And thank you, Black Bezos, for always dropping some comments here. And he's got a group. He's got a group chat um, on X, like specifically for Xenia, for us. He just made a group chat for to share ideas, knowledge, mostly about Xenia. So if you're interested, join his chat community. I think he I think if it Black Bezos, you've been following. I mean, you've been um showing up for my channel of thought, like from not from day one probably, or from day one, or I don't know, but the very early stages until now. And I think during the course of this series of chain of thought, you created that chat group and started to unite people, right? And looks like you're literally um, building a community, building a group, just like I suggested in the previous episode of Chain of Thought. I really appreciate it. So, that's pretty much it for today. It's always about distribution. I'm not. I'm actually trying to share something new. I'm trying to share something um something I never shared with you before, but for some reason, like most of the time, it just goes to the point where I tell you decentralization is not hard, but distribution is. But I think, but that's I think, but that's the really core. I think you know whenever whatever I I think about with um Web3 or blockchain or empowering the people, I always go comes to this idea. Decentralizing the hardware is not a challenging part. Distribution is because it's a human, right? It's not just a device. It's not digital. Distribution is analog. It's human. It's you. It's us. It's me. It's social. It's political. So it's way more complex than decentralizing the hardware. And that's exactly why I need you guys. Why I really truly appreciate your presence here, your support. The community is is a sign of um, distribution. It's a it's a signal of distribution, and it's the channel of the distribution. You know, the community is everything about the distribution. But thank you for tuning in every day. This has been Chain of Thought episode 21, right? And sorry I missed the I missed the space yesterday. But depending on the time zone you're in, I guess. Like I've already kind of skipped the space probably a couple of times, depending on the time on which time zone you're in. But this time I'm 100% sure I missed a day. Uh, but that means like we've been super busy finalizing the last minute details of the node cell. I'm trying to make it fair, make it accessible to as many people as possible. And yeah, what is it? The Sherry. I think this is this is the week I was talking about, I guess. Um, for the whitelist registration, right? So for the record, whenever I go silent, quiet, I read your comments. Okay, I'm reading comments of you guys. Yeah, thank you, Mustafa. I know you're here every day. Um, and sorry for my late response to your DM. You know, I keep getting, tons of messages every day. You can imagine, right? It's really hard to just to keep up with all of them. Yeah, and thank you, Shilaswi, too. You're always here. I know. Like I literally remember you guys, your names, icons, and the kind of where you are based. Uh, sometimes you guys just telling me like listening from Nigeria, listening from Ghana, Benin. So I know you're from where you're from. And yeah, I will come to Nigeria sooner or later, most likely this year after the North Sale probably. And I might come to Hong Kong towards the end of this month. I'm not sure yet. Um, but I might come to Hong Kong for DePIN Expo. And also like if anyone's here joining like WebEx like Tokyo, I think it's like August 26, 25, 26, probably. I don't know. I might be there. I might. I'm not sure. Um, but some of my team members will be there, so meet them if you want. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, William Sky. Thank you, Namin. Thank you, Martin. Thank you, Sandarika. Yeah, Indonesia. Yeah, I want to visit again. Uh, Actually, like in Indonesia was it was the second country I visited out of Japan. So the first one was the Philippines, and then Indonesia. I was even thinking about like I was I think I've never shared this story, but because it's not it's literally nothing to share. But so I was even thinking about going to Indonesia University when I was like 16 or 17. So I was in the Philippines and I met this gentleman, Japanese gentleman, who was building the infrastructure for um, Jakarta government or Indonesia government. He was um, one of the managers or directors uh, of like the transportation infrastructure project between Japan and Indonesia. So he was one of the um, I think I think he was one of the like uh, one of the few Japanese like corporate managers who were working on like Transjakarta or something like that, right? Transjakarta. So he was building um like a bus railway or something. But anyway, so I met him in the Philippines, and yeah, I just heard about the like Indonesia University or like how fast Indonesia was was growing at the time. Like your country was exponentially growing back then. You guys are still growing, but like 20 years ago, like 15 to 20, yeah, 15 to 20 years ago, like the Indonesia was like booming economically, and so I saw some potential there. So yeah, so I was even thinking about going to the university there. Um, yeah, but I changed my course to the US. Yeah, it was a bit too tough to study in Jakarta probably without speaking Bahasa Indonesia, right? But that was my kind of an old story, yeah, from my teenage. Yes. Please consider visiting the University of Nigeria. Yeah, it's just I'm very interested in yeah visiting any sort of educational institutions in Nigeria or any other regions. Okay, so you organize. Okay, you're organizing a family for the Xenea blockchain, yeah, at the University of Nigeria. Wow, thank you, Martin. All right, um, send me a DM, or you've sent me a DM already. No, probably not. But send me a DM. Let's talk about that. All right. That's it for today, I think. It's always it's always enjoyable and really really happy um to talk with you guys um at the end of this space every day. And after sharing my thought, it's a really good way to end my day. And 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 I truly mean that you guys give me a fresh ideas many times, you know, through the comments. Um, you share like local perspectives, personal stories, experience, idea, and that makes me come up a new idea, literally. So thank you for showing up. Thank you for um, talking to me. Thank you for supporting us always. Pawarko, thank you. So yeah, let me try to visit Indonesia also before and after Nigeria, or probably if I have time, um, like after visiting Hong Kong this time, probably we can come. I can come to Indonesia if I have time. But let me see. Let me check. Okay. But thank you always, and let's keep building together. And don't forget the distribution is the key. Yeah, distribution. It's social, it's economic, it's political, it's human. Yeah, like no matter how much we're serious about decentralizing the hardware, like how serious about like blockchain, crypto, decentralization, at the end of the day, without distribution, the technology is nothing. And distribution It's not just about um, it's not just about like technology or um, not just about human resources. Distribution is like how widely the benefits are shared. That's the distribution. It's about benefits shared to the community, shared to the wider communities. Okay. So yeah, thank you for tuning in. Once again, this has been Chain of Thought episode 21, and we'll talk tomorrow again. I will promise this time. Yeah. So I missed it yesterday, but tomorrow I will be online for sure. All right. Thank you all, and have a good one. Bye.